Welcome back to Know for a Fact. We're back with more creepy and unusual facts. From the weirdest animal quirks to the creepiest Disneyland trivia, here are 10 creepy facts to pore over if you're brave enough. Let's get into it. There is an ancient book full of strange symbols no one can translate. It's called the Voynich Manuscript, and it's full of strange symbols, drawings, and letters. The drawings depict men and women and what looks like plants, but it's not clear what they're doing. Some of the text looks like words, but it's not in any recognizable language. Some people think it's a textbook for midwives or a recipe book. Others think it's a spell book, and some think it's a hoax. For years, people have tried to figure out what it says, but no one has. In 1872, a ship was discovered floating in the ocean with no signs of its crew or passengers. It was called the Mary Celeste, and when people stepped aboard, they found no one there and no sign of a struggle either. The ship was in good condition with no signs of damage except a bit of water at the bottom. What happened to the passengers on board? Where did they go? Over the years, people have put forward lots of theories, including pirates, sea monsters, and even alien abduction. But it's never been solved. What do you think? The Tower of London is haunted by lots of ghosts. The Tower of London is nearly 1,000 years old, and it's had plenty of time to build up a big roster of spooks. Spectral guests include the ghost of Anne Boleyn, wife of Henry VIII, Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, and even a ghostly bear. There's been lots of grisly happenings in the tower, including murder, torture, beheadings, and more, so it's no wonder these ghosts feel like hanging around. It also used to have a zoo, which explains the bear. Have you ever seen one of these specters? A dead pope was once put on trial. Yup, you read that right. In 897 AD, Pope Formosus was put on trial for perjury and other crimes. The weird thing? He'd been dead for a year. He was dug up and taken to court for questioning, though we can't imagine he had a lot of answers, and sure enough, he didn't say anything when questioned. The Pope who ordered the whole thing may not have been all that stable. We can't imagine why anyone would think that. A dead counselor still attends University College London's meetings. Jeremy Bentham, an 18th century philosopher, scholar, and one of the founders of UCL, died in 1832. His skeleton can now be found in the halls of UCL, dressed up in his clothes and stuffed with straw, and has been in attendance at UCL council meetings on at least one recorded occasion in 2013. In the meeting notes, he is recorded as present, but not voting. Bet you feel bad when you call in sick to school now. The golden poison dart frog is so poisonous it can kill you with one touch. They may look cute, but their skin is deadly. In fact, it's one of the most poisonous animals on Earth. Because the frogs are so small and delicate, they're vulnerable to predators, so that's why their skin is so poisonous. While only the size of a paperclip, this little froggy, which lives in South America, contains enough poison to kill up to 20 people. Scientists aren't sure how the poison is made, but some think it may be absorbed from plants eaten by the frog. Staying on topic with animals, did you know that horned lizards squirt blood from their eyes? This weird act is a way to freak out predators. The horned lizard lives in hot, desert areas and is preyed on by large mammals like coyotes. Luckily, they have a defense mechanism which is very effective. Although they are very good at camouflage, if that fails and they are attacked, the horned lizard will squirt a stream of foul-tasting blood from their eyes at their enemy, scaring them away. The blood comes from a sac under its eye and can be squirted up to 2 meters away. They can also puff up to escape the jaws of predators. Luckily, they don't really squirt blood at humans, so you'll probably be fine if you ever meet one. The mummies of Guanajuato may have been buried alive. The mummies of Guanajuato, Mexico are famous for their horrible, dramatic facial expressions. Think of your mother's face when the dog poops on the carpet. These mummies date back to a 19th century cholera epidemic, and there are over 100, though only about half of those are on display. Due to some of these horrible facial expressions, it's thought that some of them may have been buried alive. This could be possible since cholera wasn't widely understood at the time, and people may have been buried alive by accident, thinking they were dead. Pretty creepy. The Loch Ness isn't the only lake in the UK with a monster. The nearby Loch Morar is home to Morag, another lake monster who's been sighted many times over the years. Some people think there may even be underground tunnels between the two lochs, and that Nessie and Morag are one and the same. There are loads of other lakes which may contain monsters in the UK, including Muckshielch of Loch Marie, also in Scotland, and the Ichi of Bassenthwaite Lake in the Lake District, which is said to be a giant humanoid with a snake head. Better not go for a dip around there. Our final fact for this video took place in America, where there was a vampire scare in the 19th century. The New England vampire panic occurred in New England, United States in the 19th century. States in New England, including Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Vermont. These so-called vampires were actually suffering from tuberculosis, which sadly isn't cured with garlic. Like the mummies of Guanajuato, tuberculosis wasn't very well understood and often made the victim look like the Walking Dead. Bodies have been exhumed since then which bear the marks of being buried as vampires, including having their heads removed. The scariest thing of all is that this happened less than 200 years ago. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more daily facts. See ya!